Test, test. Do you want? Ja, und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zur Pressekonferenz im Rahmen von OKTAGON 57. Wir haben eine vollgepackte Fightcard gehabt.
Good evening and welcome to the OKTAGON 57 post-fight press conference. We saw 12 fights tonight. 4 debuts. Before asking questions of the press, I would like to ask the girls, how was this experience for you? Laura, can you begin? Sorry, this is my first time here. It was unbelievable to me. It was incredible fighting in front of so many people, and I gave it my all. Sorry. It was quite incredible. Usually, I think most people's first fights are in front of just a few people, but this was a huge audience, and I think we all gave it everything we had. I can confirm. What was it like for you, Haifa? Hi. If I have to think about it, I would have to repeat what Laura said. It's an unbelievable feeling, fighting in front of so many people. It's great. Thank you. There were a few moments that were unforgettable. So now it's time for your questions. So Philip took away my first question, actually. I want to congratulate Laura and Haifa. You fought in front of 10,000 people. But the finale will be a level up from that. 55,000 people in the audience. Have you given it any thought? 10,000 people is a lot, but 55,000 is a huge amount of people. I'll start if it's okay.
MMA-Training ist nicht nur einfach ins Cage reinzusteigen und
Training for an MMA fight is not just going into a cage and fighting. I have to work on my technique and my skills. I'm a bodybuilder, so I'll have to fight harder, and I can't give up so that I can perform better in a few months.
Also ich kann das Ganze nur unterstützen und sagen, ja, okay, Haifa hat recht, wie sie sagt.
I can only confirm. I agree with Haifa. We do what we can. But there is potential to grow and to become better. I'll keep on training hard either way, and I hope that my performance will surprise you. I think you've already exceeded our expectations. I'm sure you watched the rest of the fights. What do you think your opponent will do in October? We saw one strong grappler, one strong striker. What do you think the finale will be? Well, there's 5 months before that time comes. We both have our strengths and weaknesses. I have powerful fists, but I have to work on my wrestling and grappling. It's clear that Haifa has such a strong will. She's a fighter at heart. She just goes into the cage wanting to take the win no matter what.
100%. Und,
We know that she soaks up the atmosphere and she wants to give it 100% in at the least.
tatsächlich ja beide Punkte haben. Man
She had just as
will noch
much
verbessern
time
können.
as me to
Und bei mir war
train,
natürlich der Kampf ein bisschen
and
kurz
there are
alles zu
definitely some
zeigen,
things we both
aber,
need to keep working on.
ich möchte dann auch noch ausbauen für alles im Allgemeinen.
There's not
And
that
question
much
for
time,
Melanie
though.
Martin. First of all,
Thank you.
congratulations. Now win, and you fought against Dalista
Question for Mallory.
in the past. You lost. Is your next step to fight against Dalista again, or what are your plans in Octagon?
I would love to fight number one contender in July in Bratislava. I think that should be, what's her name? Austin? Jensen? Austin? And then I would like to fight Dalista in October for the title.
Thank you. Frage an Stipe. Du hattest jetzt deinen ersten Kampf bei Octagon gegen Benno. Erzähl mal so ein bisschen, wie
Question
war's
for
für dich,
Stipe
jetzt vor
Brcic.
Octagon zu kämpfen, vor 10.000 Leuten?
Can you tell us how it was fighting in the octagon in front of 10,000 people?
Also es ist mir eine Ehre hier bei Octagon und natürlich,
It was an honor.
wenn ich in Deutschland kämpfe.
And of course, I'm always happy fighting in Germany.
War alles in England.
The last few fights have been in England, so I'm really glad to be back here.
Sehr, sehr gute Organisation,
Octagon is a great promotion,
organisiert ist.
and I'm surprised how well everything's been organized.
Also sehr froh.
We're being treated with such amount of respect.
First of all, nice to see you here in Octagon. You fought against a very good prospect with Holzer. What was your game plan going into this fight, and what are your plans in the future with Octagon?
Thanks for the question. First of all, Max was a really good fighter. Thanks for the fight with the two weeks, and for me, I would like to get as fast to the back in the octagon, and the game plan was to try to strike him out, and my takedown defense was good, but yeah, Max took the victory with a really naked choke.
Okay, also aus Zeitgründen, weil wir jetzt gleich mit dem zweiten Part der Pressekonferenz weitermachen werden mit den Maincard-Kämpfern, räumen wir jetzt hier mal langsam das Feld.
Unfortunately, we'll have to
Und,
move
wir
on
freuen
to the
uns
second
natürlich,
part
wenn
of the
dort
press
weitere
conference.
qualitative Fragen gestellt werden.
So it's
Danke
goodbye
auf
for
jeden Fall
now,
mal.
but we'll be looking forward to more
Und
questions in the
wir sehen
second
uns
part.
allerspätestens
Thank you very
am
much,
12.10. in Frankfurt.
and see you in Frankfurt. In
For
October.
many, this is the most anticipated fight on the domestic scene. Two warriors at the pinnacle of their careers. European #1 and pound-for-pound #1 in Octagon, the most feared middleweight fighter who remains undefeated in the Octagon cage.
Dělám maximum pro to, abych opět obhájil.
Patrick Inspector Kinsell. The #1 contender with a score of 9-0.
Dostat se do světové 50 by byl obrovský úspěch.
Undefeated in Octagon, Mate Mane Peñas. The highly revered world-class striker versus the tactical warrior who's been put to the test in the biggest organizations in the world and currently holds the top spot in the Octagon pound-for-pound rankings.
Matě v zápase určitě něčím překvapím. Když vyhrou takovýhle zápas, tak opravdu udělám velký krok.
The fight that has it all.
Když jsem prošel tou vstupní bránou, říkám wow.
At Eden's open-air football stadium in Prague.
Vedení Slávie bude koukat, co jsou fanoušci MMA schopní dělat za bordel.
At the Fortuna Arena on the 8th of June 2024. Tickets on sale now at octagonmma.com.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Just want to make this inter-press conference with these two guys which will fight on stadium. And we announced Max, we announced Christian. Now we also know that Christian against Christian for King of Germany will happen there. So if you guys have any questions for Max or Christian, now is the time. We will let them for 10 minutes and then we will switch to the other guys from the second part of the tournament. So whoever's first.
Jakub VBB ohne Maske. Erste Frage an Max Koga. Max, wenn du das mitbekommen hast, dass
First question
OKTAGON
for
das
Max.
Stadion veranstaltet, was waren deine ersten Gedanken?
What did you think when you thought about Frankfurt and OKTAGON? What did you think when you found out there will be OKTAGON in October?
Bist du langfristig bei OKTAGON? Und ja, das ist die erste Frage.
You fought all around the world. Well, my thoughts were aiming to October, to the 12th of October. That's my only thought in my head and my only focus. Will it be the biggest fight of your career for you? In front of 55k people? For me, it's going to be probably the craziest event I've ever experienced in my life. I've never fought in Frankfurt. Therefore, for me, it's going to be a milestone. And not only for me, but for MMA as a whole. Question for the promoters. We have this main event, Octagon 61. It's going to be Jungwirth versus Eckerling. Will there be 3 rounds or 5? 5.
What did you say? 5 rounds. Yes. It has to be 5 rounds.
Yes, 5 rounds.
Hallo, Michael Bauer, NTV. Frage an Max.
Question for Max.
Bleibst du dann erstmal im Leichtgewicht für den Kampf?
Will you stay at the lightweight division for this fight? This depends on some factors. For example, matchmaking. So let's see, let's wait and see. What would you prefer? Well, let's see, as I said. Okay. You've met Lozana Keita. Would you say that, or would you like to fight him?
Als former Champion und es ist natürlich ein sehr, sehr attraktives Matchup.
I have to say that, of course, he is an ex-champion, he is a good opponent, of course. But as I've mentioned, let's wait and see. The future is not clear yet for me. I've been keeping my eye on him for a long time now. He's an amazing fighter, so of course I know of him. Does this mean that you have been watching OKTAGON before you became a fighter for OKTAGON? Yeah. Is there anyone besides Keita who would you like to fight? I don't want to name names right now. There's no person that I would want or need to fight. Right now I will focus on preparing myself.
Wenn Christian dann König von Deutschland werden sollte, könntest du mit
and if Christian or Eckerling becomes king of Germany, would you like to be a prince? Would that be enough for you?
Frage an Christian Jungwirth. Ihr habt euch
Well, I don't know. Question for Jungwirth. You faced off in the cage, and I felt a lot of respect between the two of you. How will you build rivalry? Will it be a sport to you? Yes, of course. Fair play is one of the most important things for me. We want to be role models for young people, for people who come after us. Of course, we are just people, but we really want to promote fair play. we will fight as lions in the cage, but fair play is very important. I'm looking forward to it.
As it is said, like these two guys are cheering for big clubs in Germany. Are there any plans to involve these clubs like Eintracht Frankfurt and VfB Stuttgart for this event?
Obviously we already did it, how Christian even invited his fans in Stuttgart, and now he said this will be Stuttgart against the Frankfurt, and of course it's bigger than that for whole Germany, we call it King of the Germany, but we are not forgetting about this rivalry, so we already are counting with the sectors for each fans. They will be far away.
Okay, and one more question. Will this be an exceeded show, like you announced that there will be something like a halftime show like in the NFL with a music act or something like that? Will this exceed the how can I say, the timeline of the event, or will there even be more fights than a normal Octagon show?
Time-wise, maybe a bit longer, but nothing super specific. And about the halftime show, we believe that this event will be the milestone in the history of the sport, watched by the whole Germany, with more than 50,000 people at the venue. And as a milestone, there will be many people who will be watching first time the sport. So that's why we want to show who we are, that we are for general public, for families, that we are really like the sport that they can trust and they can entertain. And that's why we are preparing the halftime show, which will underline this message. So there will be a big halftime show, yeah.
Dann noch eine kurze Anschlussfrage an Christian Jungwirth und Max Koga.
Question for Jungwirth.
Wer soll denn dann in der Halbzeitshow deines Erachtens auftreten als Band? Wen wünschst du dir?
Who should be at halftime? What performer? Well, I have a few people in my mind. Of course, it should be someone who has something in common with Frankfurt, some big name. Somebody who will appeal to the audience in Frankfurt. It could be some big German names.
Question for Christian. Obviously tonight the fans were amazing for Christian Eckelin, but in Stuttgart the fans were equally fantastic. So I wanted to know, whose fans are going to be louder on the night, your Stuttgart fans or your opponent's Frankfurt fans?
Frankfurt.
Yeah, absolutely. So tonight the fans were absolutely fantastic for Christian Eckelin. Back when you fought in Stuttgart, your fans were amazing. So on the night when you meet in the stadium, whose fans are going to be better, yours or Christian Eckelin's?
Gute Frage. Also ich denke schon, Christian ist hier zu Hause. Da werden die
That's an amazing question. Of course, Christian is home there. It's going to be quite loud for the both of us. His fans and my fans overlap a little bit, actually. It's going to be an event for the whole of Germany, for all Germans, and I think everybody will have to watch because it's going to be, and listen because it's going to be loud.
On social media, Shamrock has had a lot to say about you. He would love to fight you in October. Is that a fight you'd be interested in?
Who?
Shamrock from England, from Liverpool.
Ah, okay. Answer in English or what? Yeah. You know, I don't care right now who's interested for the first upcoming bout with me. So let's see. I don't care. I don't know him, but let's see what comes next.
Question here for Christian.
Sorry, just last 3 questions to the guys, and then we let the guy from the main card come. Yeah.
Christian, you obviously had this great fight lined up potentially, but you needed the other Christian to win his fight. So were you watching with any nerves, hoping that he would have got the job done tonight? Obviously, you had the fight with Christian lined up, but you needed him to, of course, win. So were you watching from cage side with any nerves, hoping that he would get the job done.
Ja, please, again. Jetzt, no, okay. Ja, man hat ja gesehen, was bei mir war. Kann blöd laufen. Und,
well, you also saw my fight. You saw that it can end badly, but thankfully today it ended up well. I'm glad it all panned out and the fight will happen.
A question for Pavel and Andre, similar question. Were you guys watching, knowing that you had obviously this big fight potentially to come, but you needed things to go your way in the right way? So what were the emotions when it did obviously came off and you got this great fight over the line?
No, you can plan this. So, like, it's always in a fight business, you never know how it's gonna be. So, yeah, the results is better than if would Christian lost, but we did this kind of fights even with a loss. Because last time when we did our first crazy fight was the fight of the century in Czech Republic between Attila Vek and Carlos Vemola. And Attila lost his last fight. Before this fight we already announced it, and everybody was splitting on him that he's old, you know, and that nobody cares. But then we fulfilled the stadium, everybody was there, the whole Republic was watching this fight. Attila won, and he won his life for next 5 years. And this summer in June will be the first ever football stadium in Prague now, and they got the revenge of the fighter of century. So you never know in fighting business. So yeah, it's always better when fighters who do want to put into the main event winning, but they are still fighters and they are still great even if they lose. So that's it. Guys, we will let them go and we will call the guys which were fighting because they are tired. Thank you very much. We will have Max many times till the stadium, and also Christian. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone on the press conference after Octagon 57 in Frankfurt. What a night of the glorious victories and crazy fights. All fighters, even if it was tough ones, are more or less good. just Sandra and Dusis end up in hospital, but there's nothing serious. And we announced big fights this night, a lot of surprises, and we just checked the number of sold tickets for the Eintracht Stadium, and it's currently stated it's around 19,000 tickets, so we're super happy about that, and yeah, that's pretty much it from my side.
Yeah. Okay, Tip Sport performance of the night obviously goes to Pavel Zombie Langer. Congratulations, Pavel. Another unbelievable. You should be a German, actually, because you won 3 times in Germany. Every time a huge underdog, every time win. Congratulations one more time. So what's the first question?
I have a question for Lucini. So first of all, I want to congratulate you with your win. Now, in Octagon, you've been fighting in Bratislava. You fought today in Frankfurt. You fought in Ostrava, in Zvanice. Everywhere you fight is like you fight home. The crowd is always with you. How do you explain that, and how does it feel?
I don't know. I guess it's the Keita show. I don't know. I think the guys like what I bring to the table. Like I say, it was not my best performance today. Still, we got a good show, so I don't know. I'm everywhere home.
Yeah. So in all, like in very much interviews, you said you're someone with a big heart, and you're someone who never gives up. Today, you showed you had a heart. How important, like, how did it feel showing you really never give up?
Like, I'm a champ, you know. Like, every time I say I'm a champ, people don't believe it. But now they say I'm a champ. Like, look who I beat. 2-time cage warrior. His record, I think, 74, you know. And I'm just a baby in the sport. So, and before coming out, my sisters tell me, Keita, beat his ass. I'm like, my sister is there. And that guy had my back. I said, never in my life. This guy cannot beat me before in front of my sister. For me, my sister, she do a lot for me, and she tells me beat his ass. I'm beating his ass. So yeah, that was the dog in me.
And for a long time, there has been a narrative like Keita is a good striker, but once you take him down, he can do anything. I think today you proved against a very good grappler. You're not that easy to submit. Is it something important for you to show that is not you just take me down and you submit me?
Yeah, but people who say that they don't watch MMA. Like, how much time? I think now I have 14 MMA fights. Like, nobody take me down yet. I'm not a boxer, I'm an MMA fighter. They all take me down. Paradise will take me down. But I'm still here, you know. And I'm still winning. So, I don't know, people who say that.
So, I have a question for Agi Sardari. First of all, congrats with your performance with the great fight. You predicted a submission win. You've got Keita, you take them down sometimes. Did something about his ground impress you, or what did miss to not submit him today?
Excuse me, can you repeat the last part?
You said you will submit Keita today. You've got him to the ground a couple of times, but you didn't get the submission. Are there some things on the ground that surprised you? And what did you miss, like, to submit him?
No, nothing new, nothing surprised me, but it felt like I just woke up in the second round, so I started off a little bit like a diesel. So maybe if it was a title fight, but it is what it is. He had great defense. He's very explosive.
Thank you for the answer. I have a question for Sanikidze. It's my last question. So you fought at bantamweight today. You was a featherweight before. Do you feel like this is your category? Did you feel good in the cage? How did you feel physically?
Hello everyone. Yes, I think this is really my category. This reason was in locker room time I warm up. I was getting some crack in my knee and little hard. And after walkout first round, after 2 minutes, when Farber dropped me first takedown, it was again cracked, much bigger ahead and. Just like marketing, maybe it would be stop fight better, but yeah, I can't that. Just I must to the end everything, yeah, especially in the cage.
Question here for Christian. Christian, just here.
English is too bad for me.
Firstly, congratulations on the win. congratulations on the win. When we spoke before the fight, you said as a footballer it was always your dream to play at Frankfurt. Now you get to fight at Frankfurt. How special is that night going to be for you in your career?
In the stadium, you mean? What, English or German? English. For me, a big dream comes true. What I tell many people before, I was a soccer player and always want to play for Eintracht Frankfurt in the stadium. I tell the guys in the last press conference, I think I was the first game what I saw, I was 6 against Gütersloh FC. And yeah, my biggest dream was to play for Eintracht, and now I can fight there, and I will fight there. Yeah, for me, this is everything. This is means everything to me.
And it's obviously a great fight, Germany versus Germany, Frankfurt versus Stuttgart. How much more special is it that it's Frankfurt versus Stuttgart, a fight like that?
Yeah, I have to say like this. I'm grow up with Eintracht Frankfurt fans, so we have not a good relationship to VfB Stuttgart. So I think this is a very good fight for me to show the people who's number 1 in Germany.
Fabod, congratulations. You just have won against the former featherweight champion. Would you like now to fight Lima for the title?
Ja, ich muss ehrlich sein. Ich bin in Octagon gekommen, weil Octagon ist die beste.
Well, I came to Octagon because Octagon is the best, and I have to solve some issue with Felipe Lima. I fought against him once, he won, but it was due to Corona. After 2 minutes I wasn't able to breathe. I wanted to destroy him, and I want to prove that I'm the best, so that I'm going to destroy him. Question to Christian Eckerlin. Till October, there's still some time left. Do you believe that this will be the highlight of your entire career? For sure. I can only repeat, 100 times. I'm always watching the Eintracht Frankfurt plays. Other people would just terminate their career after such a fight, but I've got still some plans. Nevertheless, it will be the highlight of my career, and that's for sure. And Octagon has the balls to do something like this. Let's not underestimate this. Never ever has anybody ventured to go to the Festhalle, but we are in this fair hall, and it's incredible. I've been waiting and preparing for this event. I always imagine how it might be to fight in a stadium. Nevertheless, I first have to calm down, and then we will again start preparing for October the 12th. Christian, another question. Out of all the fights, this has been the tactically most clever fight I've ever witnessed. From scratch until the end, the game plan entirely worked, didn't it? Well, great question, of course. And yes, I have to thank again my coach, Wally, for investing such an amount of time. And yes, this has been the key. Well, with Apollo, it didn't quite work out after this long pause, and fighting against such an experienced fighter, it's been something different than against Miroslav Brož. Miro is nevertheless a top athlete. He was indeed dangerous. He kept fighting dangerously, but due to those jabs, I managed to, well, impose my game plan. He didn't manage to do his thing. We have been training this throughout the weeks and boxing us through the training, so the game plan did entirely work out. It was perfect. because there were some severe blows. Yeah, for sure. There were 2 or 3 at least, let's not forget that. They hit me very hard. No injury, no cut. Nevertheless, Miro remained fighting dangerously. And then I thought, well, let's go to the ground, let's have some ground game. And then it was over. Nevertheless, he's a tough fighter, and thanks again to Miro for accepting this fight.
You had a fantastic third round. Was there a point in there where you felt you were really close to the finish?
There was. I almost had a rear naked choke, but he slipped away. We were too wet, and yeah.
Way too wet.
It happens. Yeah, it was a little bit slippery, wasn't it? The floor was slippery, but yeah, he did a fantastic job defending. That's all I can say. But I almost had it.
Thank you. Next question for Pavel Langer. That was simply one of the best comebacks I have ever seen in a fight. After your last outing, was there a moment early when you were hurt where you feared that the same could happen again? And mentally, how were you able to overcome that and eventually win the fight?
I was still concentrated about the fight, and I was still trying to stay in the fight. I was catching him and grabbing him to make my head clear, and then I saw a place for a knee, so I tried, and it landed correctly. So it was perfect for me.
Thank you. Last one for Andrei Novotny. Obviously, Christian was fantastic tonight, but in the opposite corner, we had a warrior in Miroslav Broz, somebody who you're exceptionally close with. Can you tell us a little bit about the legacy that he's left in the sport?
Yeah, like Miro is special warrior. Like he was standing in front of Christian and let him, give him punches into the head, and he was block some punches with the forehead. It's something what you don't see every day. So you can see his face. It doesn't look really like he goes for some new date tomorrow probably, but it looks, for him it's a happy face. So that's how he's exceptional. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So I believe that this was something what he was looking for, and it's still, in my eyes, it's still not the end. He still got it inside of him, but he has to decide when and where, and I will fulfill his another dream for sure.
Ja, heute Abend wird auf jeden Fall gefeiert.
We will definitely celebrate today in Frankfurt, and then there will be some family time, because shortly ahead of the fight it's kind of tough, because, well, family comes first, and for sure I'll get back to business and see whether everything works. And yes, there will be some holiday with my family, maybe a short one, and then again training. I'm always exercising. Well, it's like it always is. You know Christian Jungwirth, you've seen fights he went through, and my coaches, irrespective of who it is, Niels, Daniel Weigel, all the others, will devise some game plan, and on October the 12th, we'll sweep him away.
Social media all, but as we talked about with Max Koga, Shamrock also called you out. He said you have to have a good performance so that when you guys fight, there's more hype around it. What do you think of his call out, and what do you think of a potential fight with him?
Shem who? Shem who?
Shamrock.
Bro, leave that guy behind. But Max Koga is interesting. Two-time double champ, big star in Germany. Imagine me and him in Frankfurt. And trust me, I will make it look easy even. But Shamhur, bro, who is that guy? Leave that guy behind. Bring me some good name. Max Koga, the guy's in Game Changer. Who the fuck is Shamrock? Bro.
And my final question to the promoters. For the King of Germany fight between Christian and Christian, will there be a special belt created, kind of like the BMF belt?
Yeah, there will be something special, most likely special belt. We got some ideas and we will finalize it through the summer. So it's gonna be with everything.
I have a question for Argus Adoui. You fought in the biggest European organization. How did you feel at Octagon MMA?
Well, this was my first time at Octagon and I love it. So I want to thank the promoters for having me. It was a pleasure. Like everything was spot on, well organized. So it's really the best organization I've been in years. So it's I would love to come back.
Better the cage barrier? Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it, please. Say it then. Say it.
It's different.
No,
they're a
bro.
family. They have a family.
Say
Here
it,
is a different family, but they're both good. But yeah.
No, I know you're not going back to Cage Brothers, so you can say it.
Obviously, Octagon is a little bit better and
thank
more
you,
productive.
Andrew. Now you can sleep good.
But I would love to come back.
Lucen, I have a question for Lucen. Congratulations. What do you think about your next opponent, Bogdanovic?
He's a great fighter. I think a little bit less striker than Agi, and I'll be better prepared. You know, this preparation with Agi, I'm not making an excuse. Didn't go well like I was hoping. You know, I had the Ramadan and also the injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, no excuse. He had a great performance. I'm not taking away nothing from him. Like I say, you guys remember after the fight with Paradiser, I went to the gym and I came back 2 times stronger. And I'm that guy, you know, I'm that guy, so trust me. Oh, Bratislava, they say summer, it's gonna be summer. Trust me, I'm gonna be this guy, easy.
Okay, thank you, Lucen.
De nada.
I have a question for Matt. Today it was not your day, unfortunately. Today it was not your day. What did not work today for you in your game plan? Or what was not working today?
Like I mentioned, it was important reason is my knee. Yeah, because you know, I had some same tactic like Farbod, but I always trying to more than push the opponent. For example, style, stand, style, wrestling style on the floor, everything I was active in any aspect. Yeah, but I'm trying to use my second leg, but I had to just jump only with it. So it's getting it got many pressure, and yeah, injury was growing. Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. How I can say.
Okay, last question for Louis Glisman.
Finally, a question for me. Yeah, let's go.
Congratulations. What are you planning for your next fight? Who would you like to face?
Yeah, let's see. There's small quarterfinals or semifinals for the belt. I know. So let's see who's grabbing the belt in the division, and I'm ready to go. You know, I'm here for the belt.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question for Andre and Pavel. The Frankfurt card is in October, but so many fighters already talking about it. How difficult will it be for you guys to make the right choices and try to make everyone happy? Not everyone can fight on one card, so it's going to be a hard job, I think, for you guys.
Yeah, it's a good situation for us actually, because we want to make happy fans. So fighter have to make them happy also, and have to make the happy us. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. If we got a lot of fighters who wants to fight there, they have to perform and they have to try. So, but honestly, I got already 12 fights in my card in this phone. So it's full.
Can we get one?
Momo?
Can we get one we didn't have yet?
Should I give you one?
After the night we had today, I think you can.
After tonight?
After the night we had today with all these amazing fights, I think you can give us one fight.
Yeah, Christian against Christian, King of Germany. You got it.
You got me.
Last 5 questions, I would say.
Ich habe eine Frage an Pavel Langer. Erstmal Glückwunsch zum Bonus. Erste Frage.
Question for Pavel Langer. Congratulations on the bonus. What will you spend it on? And second question, how hard was it fighting Mark Ducis? How hard were his hammer fists?
I would start with the second question. As I said on yesterday interview, that in Octagon isn't any weak fighter and that every fight is a challenge. So he bring what I expected from him: hard shots, hard moments, and big respect for him for that performance. And what I would do with the bonus, I would probably find some cheap flights and I would go somewhere with my family because they deserve it the most, because for the time that they are supporting me, and it isn't easy.
Eine Frage an Miroslav Brož. Miro.
Question for Miroslav Brož. You've announced that you want to have a last dance with Christian Eckerlin. I know your career. Wouldn't it be a shame to stop here? Would you like to fight again in the Czech Republic and then retire? Thanks for the question. This is the end for me. I'm not doing well as far as my health. I have to end here. I want to thank from the bottom of my heart, thank Andra and Pavel that I could say my goodbyes here. I had such a good fight here. I could have fought in Prague, but I wanted Christian, so it had to happen here. There's no game plan. I gave him my all. My heart was left in the cage. I did what I could. Of course, I wanted to say bye in Prague, but there's so many injuries that have to heal before I could do that. I have children that I'm training. 5 little kids that I'm training wrote me saying that I was the biggest fighter for them, and that's my biggest reward for everything. I'm sorry, but I'm emotional because I've been doing this for 15 years, and it's come to an end.
Frage an Farbod. Erstmal schön bei deinem Debüt direkt den Sieg.
Question for Farbod.
Du hast
Congratulations on your win. You said yesterday at the press conference that we'll see a new Farbod. Now you've managed to beat an ex-champ. How does it feel to be back after a year? I'm happy to be able to fight here at Octagon. That's the first thing I want to say. Secondly, my opponent said that his knee was injured. My ligaments were also partly torn and I couldn't train for a few weeks. After that, I slowly started back up again. And yesterday I promised that you'll see a new Farbod. Tonight, you saw that. And tonight, during the warm-up, my hand got hurt. I could not move it at all, but I did not want to quit. I figured that the adrenaline would do the work for me and I could still pull through. You saw that I couldn't really do any boxing tonight. But hopefully, I managed to win with one healthy hand. Last question for Christian Eckerlin. You faced off against a future opponent in the cage, and you kind of pushed back and forth. Was it just for fun? It was just part serious. It was part fun. Frankfurt and Stuttgart has the best fan base, both of these cities. But they are rival cities.
Das ist unser großes Ziel, denke ich auch von ihm, den Sport noch größer in Deutschland zu machen, die jungen Leute an den Sport ranzuführen.
Me and Christian have the same goal, to make an appealing fight and to make it appealing to young people, to get new people interested. And on the 12th of October, we'll be in the cage and give it our all. And then we'll see what happens. One question for you. Yesterday we were talking about a focus on the West, and we saw that you were 100% focused. What I was thinking was, did you think that Christian Eckerling was, we were thinking, will Christian Eckerling go to the ground or be 100% sure that he'll win? Have you given it any thought about what it was going to look like in October?
Wir haben einen Gameplan gegen Apollo gehabt, der ist nicht ganz aufgegangen, weil ich mich einfach rausbringen habe lassen. Das hat er versucht.
With Apollo, it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. I got too carried away. Today, I held on to the game plan strictly. I respected the game plan that my coach and I came up with, and that's what got me the win. But it's a shame that such a great fighter as Miroslav Brož is retiring. It's sad that he's thrown his gloves into the cage, because he's a great person and an amazing fighter. Thank you, Miro. Thank you. I respect you. It's not easy to find somebody like you in this sport.
Okay, so I think that was it. I just want to mention that we started this journey in Germany 2 years ago, June 4th. And even if Festhalle was sold out after the tournament, here was 5 people. 4 of them was from Czech Republic. Now after 2 years, 4 times sold out Festhalle, big Deutsche Bank in front of us. We sold out also Stuttgart, Oberhausen, and many tournaments in Czech Republic. So we are looking forward that you, all the guys who are helping us every day with your with your job, what you are doing, growing, that we will grow together and we will fill up this arena, because it's not just for us, it's not just for the fighters, it's also for you and for big money for your jobs, what you deserve it as a trainers, as a coaches, as the owners of the gym, as a newspapers guy. So thank you very much, and we will see you there.
For many, this is the most anticipated fight on the domestic scene. 2 warriors at the pinnacle of their careers. European #1 and pound-for-pound #1 in Octagon, the most feared middleweight fighter who remains undefeated in the Octagon cage.
Dělám maximum pro to, abych opět obhájil.
Patrick Inspector Kinsel. The #1 contender with a score of 9-0.
Dostat se do světové 50 by byl obrovský úspěch.
Undefeated in Octagon, Matej Money Peñas. The highly revered world-class striker versus the tactical warrior who's been put to the test in the biggest organizations in the world and currently holds the top spot in the Octagon pound-for-pound rankings.
Matě v zápase určitě něčím překvapím. Když vyhrou takovýhle zápas, tak opravdu udělám velký krok.
The fight that has it all.
Když jsem prošel tou vstupní bránou, říkám wow.
At Eden's open-air football stadium in Prague.
Vedení Slávie bude koukat, co jsou fanoušci MMA schopní dělat za bordel.
At the Fortuna Arena on the 8th of June 2024. Tickets on sale now at OKTAGONMMA.com.